me share screen. Share. All right. I think we are up and running here. Hello, Junior English. I hope you guys are doing well this week. So I'm going to keep this video short and sweet because I realized the last video was longer, and I'm so sorry for that, but I don't want to keep you long today or when you decide to do this weekend. I want it to be short and quick and to the point. So on tap for today, it is Friday. And I tried to do like an under the sea background to maybe help with the snow that's outside because it's disgusting and it's April and I'm not very happy about it. So I'm trying to send some like beachy sea vibes to you all. So what we're going to do today is we are going to look at the Google form results that you all have said about the Pixar shorts. We're going to take a quick look at that. And we're going to talk about analyzation for a little bit. We talked about this earlier, especially at the end of Mice and Men. So I don't want to stay, too long on this topic because from what I read already from your Google form results, you guys understand what analyzation is. And then we're going to look at point of view, learn about what that is, and also some types of point of view to pay attention to. And you can look at this in and basically any type of media, like short stories, movies, in particular Pixar shorts for our topic this coming week. And then we're going to talk about your first Pixar short assignment. And this is due by Sunday, April 19th. But I was going to say, you guys have today, Saturday, and Sunday to do this. If you need extra time to do it, no worries. Just work at your own pace. That's not an issue here. But anyways, so let's get off of this screen for just a second and go over to here. So I thought this was fun, looking at your guys' favorite Pixar shorts. Whoever said Monsters University, I love that movie. It is so good. Legit, if they had an Uzma Kappa, I would totally join it, but they don't have that at college, so I'm like, nah, I'm not joining a sorority unless it's Uzma Kappa, and I'm with a bunch of other people who are dorky and oafy like me. I have not seen Presto or Bounden, but I will put that on my list because I'm going to be honest, after I decided to do some Pixar shorts with you guys, I like binge watched them on Disney Plus. So but For the Birds, I like that one too. That one's funny. I have not seen the Cars Pixar short, so I also check that one out. And I think I've seen Jerry's Game before. I just probably would need to watch it again to refresh my mind, but I'm glad you guys do enjoy Pixar shorts. Okay, so let's scroll down here to what it means to analyze. Breaking something into sections, yes, that's good. You're breaking down a text, or in this case, you could do that with a Pixar short. You can break it down by looking strictly at characters in that Pixar short, setting, what they're saying, action. So that's good there. Looking at something, trying to understand it, watching it and thinking about it. Yes, that is also a part of analyzation. Good job there. Summarizing. Yeah, analyzation includes summarization, so that's good there. Break something down. Yes. Interpret something to what you think something means. Yes. Examining. Watching something and determining the meaning behind a short clip. Yep. I like what this person said. I think you can analyze a Pixar short by the way the characters talk, or if they don't talk, their actions and what they're doing. Yes, good job. Analyze something, look at something very closely. Yes. Watching something in slow motion, that'd be pretty cool. And determine its purpose or its pros and faults. Yeah, absolutely. So everyone here, like I said earlier, did a great job. I'm very impressed with all of your answers so far. So point of view, how you observe the information. Yeah, that totally counts because I mean, that's your point of view. So that's a part of it. How something is being told. So presto person, yes, good job. It is in the rabbit's point of view. How you see things or your opinion, that is a part of point of view. Which an object or video is viewed, yes. View of a person and how they see something or how they think what happens from their point of view, yes, that is right too. How the author wants you to see something, yeah, that's point of view, because they basically created that for that certain character, for that story to be told in their point of view. That's great. The eyes you see through a story. Yes, good job to everyone there. All 8 responses. You guys are amazing. Well, let's go back here to Google Slides. Right here. Okay. So, like you guys said, and your analyzation answers, analyzation is breaking material down into its constituent parts and determine how these parts relate to one another and to the overall structure or purpose of the text. Or in this case, it could be the Pixar short, or we are actually going to do a short story related to our Pixar short next week. So that will be more related to text, but we're still going to relate that Pixar short to that short story. So there's a little sneak peek of what's to come. So when thinking about analyzation and Pixar shorts, so we can analyze Pixar shorts through the message being conveyed, not just even one person, a few people actually said this. So the message being conveyed, the action of characters, the words of characters, if there is dialogue, and observing other characters in a Pixar short. And you can also look at the setting and analyze that as well. That could maybe give you a sneak peek into those other details there, like the message being conveyed or the actions of characters. And with this, we talked about this in Of Mice and Men, when beginning your guys' character analysis paper. So when you're thinking of analyzation, think of those 4 methods of characterization. So think of physical appearance. This is basically what the character in a Pixar short looks like. The speech and actions, pretty self-explanatory, what a character says or what a character does in a short. Others' opinions of that character. So if there are other characters in that Pixar short, like a good example is For the Birds, because they're all birds and you have the big bird. But they're, even though they don't say anything, you can tell the opinions of the other birds when looking at the big outlandish bird that sits on the pole with them. And also the character's inner thoughts and feelings. And sometimes in Pixar shorts, you rely very heavily on actions, even like facial expressions, if characters do, if it's not like an inanimate object in a Pixar short, like for example, Pixar short with like the lamps, like the Pixar lamp was like it doesn't have a face, but you can kind of tell by the way the lamp moves and the actions of the lamp of what that lamp is feeling and what that lamp is trying to convey to the audience. So that's just something to consider with Pixar shorts. And when we are analyzing, just a few things to look for. So actions, words, message being conveyed, look at the setting, and also observing other characters if there are some in those shorts. So as you know from that Google form, for our first Pixar short that we are going to watch, we are going to focus on point of view. So once again, you guys were on the right track with point of view. So the formal definition of point of view in this case, because it also, what some of you guys said about others' opinions and the way others look at something, that is point of view. But for specifically with our short stories and Pixar short for today and the coming weeks, sorry, I had to think of what I was going to say there. What you're going to think of is the narrator's position in relation to a story being told. So basically, all this is saying is the eyes that you see a story through, or even further, who is telling that story. or if you want to be technical, who's narrating the story. So basically, point of view, you are looking at, okay, who is telling the story? And this could either be a character or a narrator. And in some cases, that narrator is outside of that story. They aren't inside with those characters. They're kind of, there's like an observer on the outskirts, and they're like a reporter just telling us what's happening about those characters in the story. So there are different types of point of view. So a first person point of view is usually from a character who's in that story. So they are, instead of being on the outskirts and being that observer, like a narrator, they are in that story. So some clues to give away that it is first person point of view is in a story, it will usually say I or we. So say a character saying, I am Sam. Like that's his name, his or her name. And we are going to go play at the park. So that gives away that, okay, our person who is telling the story is actually there with the other character. So this is first person point of view. Second person point of view, this one don't worry about too much, because this one's kind of, it's weird to write in. But if you were to encounter a story with second person point of view, it's also from that outsider's perspective, but it uses you instead of I or we. So for example, with second person point of view, it's like talking about sometimes you may not be familiar with a certain area. So I'm thinking about second person point of view. This really isn't something you would tell a story in. Think about more of like a paper format. Like say you're writing a paper about a certain topic, or I wouldn't say necessarily like an analyzation paper, but more of something that is trying to put your reader into that perspective and think about what you are saying. So this is more of something that is more formal than an actual story. So don't really worry about this one, but it is a type of point of view. And then third person point of view, you will see this one in story. So it's also from an outsider's perspective. So it is that narrator on the outskirts looking at the characters in that story do their thing and just reporting to us what is happening. So in third person point of view, what's going to give this away is they use he, she, it, or an actual character's name rather than saying I or we, because they aren't in that story. They are on the outskirts, just observing and reporting. Okay, so that is for point of view. And then for your first Pixar short assignment, in Classroom, I'm going to post a link to the Pixar short Red's Dream. I will warn you, this Pixar short is a little earlier. It has some like 80s and early 90s vibes to it, so that's kind of fun. But so what you're going to do is you're going to watch Red's Dream, and then you're going to answer 2 questions that I'm going to post in classwork. They're probably all going to just be on the same post here. I'll have the link to Red's Dream and then those 2 questions on the same one, so you don't have to travel many places. But the questions that you are going to answer are, whose point of view is Red's Dreams told? And also your opinion. So would you like this Pixar short to be told another point of view? If so, whose point of view would you like? And why? So there is there's a couple things to consider in this Pixar short that you can think of. Okay, if I did want this to be told in another point of view, who or what I want it to be told in. And then if not, what do you like about the current point of view that Red's Dream is in? So again, this is due by Sunday, April 19th at 11:59 p.m. But like I said, as long as you go at your own pace, and let me turn this into me, you turn it into me, no big deal. But yes, your expectations for today, to Sunday are to watch this video. I'm going to post on YouTube probably. I'll also post this slides too for you to look at and just refresh your mind. And then I will also post that assignment to Classroom too. So I was going to say, let me stop the share here so I can do my little ending and I'll leave you guys be. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll probably post again Monday, but until then, have a great weekend. And I hope the snow melts so that way we can go back outside and maybe get some warm weather. Bye, guys.